Let me tell you, I never thought my day would kick off with a cheap shot in the produce aisle, but here we are. If you told me that by sunset, the whole country would be talking about a battle fought before half these soldiers were even born, yeah, I probably would have laughed. But life's funny that way. Sometimes you walk into the base commissary for apples and walk out with ghosts trailing behind you, the kind that refuse to stay buried, no matter how many years or how many cover-ups you stack on top of them. That's exactly what happened to Sergeant Major Evelyn Rodas. Though if you'd asked her that morning, she'd have told you she was just another old soldier, minding her business, not looking for trouble. But trouble? It has a way of finding you, especially when folks see your age, your color, your medals faded with time, and figure they know your whole story without ever bothering to ask. You know what I mean? Picture this: fluorescent lights flickering overhead, the hum of cash registers, and Evelyn moving slow but proud through the aisles, her uniform worn but pressed sharp as memory. Most of the soldiers barely glanced her way, but a few the ones with more ambition than wisdom couldn't resist. Lieutenant Langston was one of those. Fresh out of officer training, starched collar, eyes scanning for weakness like it's his job. He spotted Evelyn and decided she was fair game, called her out, loud enough for everyone to hear, accused her of playing dress-up in a uniform she hadn't earned. The whole place got quiet. The kind of quiet that says everyone's watching, but nobody's about to step in. Evelyn just stood there, didn't flinch, didn't break. "I earned this uniform, Lieutenant." That's all she said. Langston, hungry for a bigger audience, called security, tried to make a show out of escorting her off the premises. Most folks averted their eyes, but not Private Alicia Monroe. She saw something in Evelyn's silencia storm. Not resignation, just patience. Alicia followed as the MPs checked Evelyn's ID. Something about the way the young officer's face changed told her this story wasn't as simple as a trespasser in an old jacket. But rules are rules, and the MPs walked Evelyn out, though not without a new weight in their eyes, like maybe they'd just made a mistake they'd regret. Back in her tiny apartment, Evelyn sat surrounded by memories, medals tucked away in boxes, photos of younger, harder days. The kind of proof nobody wanted to see anymore. That night, Alicia came by, nerves jangling, apologies ready, but Evelyn waved her off. "That's not how the military works," she said. "You protect your own, even when your own forgets who you are." Still, Alicia was determined. She wanted to help, to find out who Evelyn had served with at Firebase Lockjaw, the kind of place even old-timers hesitate to talk about. Turns out, that's where the twist comes in, because Brigadier General Sandoval Sharp, no nonsense, respect, earned the hard way caught wind of what happened. She didn't brush it under the rug. She demanded answers. Her staff dug through dusty records, cross-checked photos, and there it was, a young black woman, stripes on her sleeve, eyes fierce, standing with a unit whose records were so classified half the names had been blacked out. That woman was Evelyn, listed MIA, presumed dead since 1980. Only she wasn't. Master Sergeant Torres, drawn into the mystery, pieced together what scraps he could. The story that emerged wasn't just about one soldier, but about a secret mission called Operation Iron Veil, the kind the Pentagon would rather the world forget. Evelyn had led her team through hell and back on the border of Cambodia, carried the wounded, fought off ambushes, did the impossible when every other officer froze or fell. She'd been recommended for the Medal of Honor, but got erased instead. Too complicated, too political, too inconvenient. Her file stamped MIA, because dead heroes don't talk back. Alicia tracked down more than rumors. She found the flag Evelyn had hand-stitched with the names of every soldier in her unit, even the ones the record books claimed never existed. Then the story started leaking out, first in whispers, then full-throated online. Photos, testimonies, news crews staking out Evelyn's building. Veterans groups rallied. Activists marched. The Pentagon called emergency meetings. Langston, the lieutenant who'd started all this, found himself on the wrong side of history, and for the first time, he listened, really listened, to the story behind the uniform. It all came to a head in a military inquiry that felt more like a reckoning than a trial. Witness after witness: General Langston, Staff Sergeant Bennett, Torres, Even the children of those lost in Iron Vale stood up to set the record straight. They spoke of Evelyn's leadership, her refusal to abandon the wounded, her courage under fire. The truth was out, too big to hide any longer. When asked if she regretted breaking orders, Evelyn didn't hesitate. If disobeying immoral orders disqualifies me, then I accept that with pride. Yeah, that happened. The inquiry's findings exploded onto the national stage, and with every headline, every tweet, every TV spot, the myth that history is written by the powerful cracked a little more. The military brass, politicians, even the president had to answer for those lost years. In a ceremony at Arlington, in front of all the living and the ghosts, Evelyn Rodas finally got the Medal of Honor. But for her, the medal wasn't the end. It was seeing the flag, seeing Alicia and a new generation step forward, refusing to let stories like hers get erased again. The Rhodes Act passed protocols to ensure recognition could never again be denied for convenience or prejudice. Museums built exhibits. Kids learned about her in classrooms, and her old jacket, battered and beautiful, hung where everyone could see. In the end, Evelyn didn't take a job at West Point, though she could have. She recommended Alicia instead. Change is letting the next one through the door you had to kick open, she said, and she meant it. The people who'd once tried to erase her now came to her for advice, for guidance, for a glimpse of what real courage looks like, not the kind you see in parades, but the kind that keeps you standing tall when the world's stacked against you. So yeah, sometimes history tries to forget its heroes, tries to bury the inconvenient truths. But you can't keep stories like Evelyn's in the dark forever. They survive in the people who remember, who ask the hard questions, who refuse to let silence be the last word. What price do we pay as a nation when we erase the heroes who don't fit our preferred narrative? If this story moved you, don't just keep it to yourself, share your thoughts below. Who are the unsung heroes in your own life? What truths are still waiting to come to light? Let's keep the conversation going.